doing my MPhil in counseling psychology at Madras University. I will be done with it in another 6 months' time. Before this, I again did my masters in counseling psychology.
If you ask me why cinematography, I always observed lights when I was very small, from candles to solid state types. Lights have always been a fascination to me. So whenever I go to a place or anywhere, I just observe how light falls there, what are the properties of light. Since coming from a background of science, my dad used to be a physicist and my mom is a dancer, so I had a mix of science and arts in me. So I really needed to do something in which I can collaborate both science and art. So that's why I took cinematography.
What made me get into this profession is I was going through a phase where I needed distraction. So I needed to do something else than just be alone, do something. This sports wasn't really happening. So I went up to animal welfare, which was kind of a need. I started off with helping out people doing when they do illegal transport of animal. I used to go help them out in busting them, that is, not helping them transport. So when we used to go to stop all these people on the highway, that's how it started. And slowly I realized I was doing the right thing because I was getting a lot of threats. I was almost killed so many times. I was told by the Commissioner of Police to change what I was doing, and it actually drives me more because if someone says don't do this, even in school, at home, anywhere, I'll do it more. So that's how it started for me, and from that didn't actually support my, didn't come in my way, from my parents or anyone. No one said, oh, sorry, your life is in risk, you're doing something dangerous, don't do it. Everyone is very supportive of me, you're doing the right thing, nothing will happen to you. And that's how it went.
Working in forest department as a volunteer, and currently got a job in Great Himalayan National Park. I'm past 2 to 3 years I'm getting into the wildlife. I got interest. I joined my degree in BSc Film Technology Cinematography, but my aim started slowly getting into the wildlife. Basically, I'm working with the snakes and snake conservation and sea turtle conservation for now. I'm also volunteer in a frog bank. Currently got a job. I'm just started my career as a teacher, so feeling very good. I'm currently doing a snake rescues in Chennai. I'm just telling people awareness, making awareness to the public.
I have worked at BHS. It's an NGO come hospital. I've seen close to 1,000 patients in 1 year. I've counseled them, given them a lot of education on a couple of psychological disorders, like stuff like somatoform disorders, or psychological disorders like MR or cerebral palsy and all that. So I have given a lot of education on what psychological disorders are and how it affects and what are the main causes. So it was a pretty good experience working with these patients, and not only.
And about the achievements so far, I passed out from institute in 2012. In 3 years, I have done 5 feature films and more than 10 short films, 4 music videos. I have done short films for international clients. We have done corporate videos for international clients. I have done a work for the Bicode World. So the work goes on. So I'm still happy with what I do right now.
And now I'm doing pretty well in this, and I've been active with animal welfare for over 15 years now. From school I've been active, and now I'm working with different charities across the world, doing research, giving advice for people in Africa and Kenya and different parts across Africa and abroad. Achievements so far, I've got Animal Welfare Activist of the Year for 2005 from People for Animals India. That is one. And there are when you work with animals, there is no written recognition from their side. The recognition you get is that it's incredible how they show it back to you in person, and the way the animals are shown to me. Because one lion, especially when I rescued, we took it to the rescue center to treat it really badly. It was fed vegetarian food, and when I rescued it, and the lion literally noticed that we were doing all this, And few days later in the rescue center, I went like a week later because I was traveling somewhere. I came back. The lion actually came to the cage, wanted me to rub it. Those are the achievements I feel are more important than any certificate or any prize money which you can get in stage.
My achievement so far is the symbol is my names. They know my name in profile. The 2 to 3 states of forest departments people know my names and they used to call me from their offices. It's the most honorable thing for me. Currently got a job in GNSP, the Great Himalayan National Park, as a conservationist. I'm doing a project on collecting database and monitoring the Himalayan brown bear and musk deer. It's a very rare breed. That breed specifically they live in only in 16,000 feet or to 18,000 feet in the mountain.
I think in school itself, when I was working with children similar to me, people who had similar issues, and somehow I worked with them to help them, to help me and to help them. For example, I was a little hyperactive in school, so I was given to take care of children who are equally hyper. So to control them and to control myself, and somehow I enjoyed it, working with them and helping them out, and these things were really something that made me interest of how much some small help or some like even a small support, a small affection, a small just a conversation with them will help them get a better image about themselves, make them feel so much better, and some of these things really made me feel good when they got better, when they felt nice. So that's how I even took psychology. I think taking up psychology was my teachers who completely inspired me. All these teachers made a huge impact in our life. They kind of made us feel, made our life so beautiful. So somehow I thought, why can't I do the same thing? Why can't I give it back what I got? And
If you ask me about the support factor, the first thing when I told my dad I'm going to do cinematography, he told like, okay, you need a camera, I'll send the money. And my parents were really supportive to that aspect. I mean, they never asked me, okay, after finishing your college of 3 years, are you going to get a job? I mean, what is the prospect of getting a job? If it was in engineering, I can say, okay, by 4th year I'll have a campus selection, I'll get into some other companies. But here I cannot assure a guarantee saying that, okay, by 3 years I'll get a job. I won't get that, I knew that. But they were like, they never bothered to ask the question. So they are very, very supportive. Difficulties in the sense, the problem comes when we really write exams, because cinematography is something which you observe and put through. It's not what you learn about the camera or the light. It's more about practical applications. So I didn't think I had any difficulties applying such things. When I am basically dyslexic, so basically it comes on to writing. We never had anything to write on the sets except the clip number and other stuff. So we basically write off the material list or something which we need to purchase. So I didn't think that was a big hindrance in the work.
I don't think my the difficulty in school as a dyslexic or anything had any challenges. I did have challenges in school, first level. Then with all the guidances, my biggest challenge was to write text and all that stuff. The biggest challenge was to write and do a lot of comprehension, spelling errors. But the biggest challenge I faced was writing letters to the ministers and IAS officers, collectors, different parts. I got an exemption for the charity I work for. I got about 2 crore rupees waived off from as customs duty, and for this I had to get from the Minister of Finance from India. So the first time I remember when I entered, I was finding it difficult, but later when I got it, and the last day when I came outside, I was like really thrilled that I got such a big amount waived off. And all this requires paperwork, and in school, I'm sure Lalita will remember that to write one line, I used to make so much of trouble, and I had to write pages and pages and pages and pages of documents, and everything was right. That's why I got the 2 crore rupees exemption off.
Actually, I'm not that much problem is not there. Actually, I just worked on only thing in my profession, we need to talk. But in my professions, I can't just be in same place. So I will be traveling a lot of states and lot of countries. So only in some part of the countries I have English problems. So I'm currently working on it. So I will be talking very much. I improved my English too. But in other languages, I don't. Certainly, I can understand other languages too, but I can't pronounce it properly. Actually, this.
What I really was surprised in when I was working with government school children were these children. The way they're learning itself is so different. All they do is just mug. There is no understanding. There is no reason. They don't know why they are learning it. What is the meaning behind it? Nothing. They just think the right thing is to mug and just write whatever that comes to their what was asked. There is no real understanding of it. So what made me really come up with this thought is because I asked them what do you mean by square or saduram, and they were like saduram paaka ipdi irukkum. They were pointing out figures that looked like a square, but they didn't know what was a square. They did not know a square has 4 equal parts and equal sides. They didn't know how to explain what saduram is. They were pointing out figures to say this is what saduram is. So I understood how there was no real meaning to what they are learning. They just learn what by words or visual image, but there's no real understanding why it is saduram and why it is not saduram or why it is a square. So that was something really that made me really shocked. Like something as simple as shapes they weren't very familiar with, and I was also happy that I could work with few children who need extra help. Sometimes these children are completely ignored. They're not given extra help, extra focus, attention at all. So I thought when I went there and I was working with them, I felt so good because they felt happy. They felt like, oh my God, I can answer too. I'm able to answer questions. I'm able to, I'm not this. I've not been rejected by somebody. I've actually been accepted. I've been able to answer. So like there was one girl who had difficulty in concentrating, attention and all that, but she could memorize and recollect a couple of words which were given in class, and she got really excited about it. And this girl would never talk much, she would never interact, but at the end of a couple of 10 to 15 sessions with them, she got really excited, she got really involved. She said, I want to go first, I want to see how much I can recollect. And those are the things that made me really made me really happy and satisfied that some changes or some difference is made, we are making for them. So I thought, I think this will be one of my very good memories for me to take back.
Actually, I want to become like a wildlife cameraman and being a wildlife conservationist, mainly in reptiles. There's a lot of conservation going on with the tiger, other mammals like 4 big cats, whatever the mammals. But in reptiles, there is such a part only notable conservation is over there. I just want to people become a conservation or do conservation of reptiles. I just want to make awareness to people, publics.
Yes, sir. This is just another challenge. Everyone has challenges in different aspects. I feel this is the easiest challenge we can face than many other people who are really facing a lot of problems. Best thing would be to just do what you can do and just keep doing what you're doing. There's always a bright light end of the tunnel.